episode of the Fun Time Podcast. I am your host, as always, Cole. Again, also by myself. Carter's just been working. Don't really think he has much of an interest in participating anymore outside of being in the outdoor recording videos and stuff like that when I go out to places. You see, I think I have to turn this mic up a little bit. That looks better now, I think. Let's turn it up a little more. Okay, so I think that's good for it. Um, we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna have a format this time for it, so that'll be nice. I'm as sure as you can see by the topic of the video or the title, we have a few things to talk about. But I guess we're gonna start with the introduction a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can timestamp this. So let me just. I'm gonna take a second to write down timestamps. So yeah, ignore me for a second. I'm gonna actually, I'll take a second. All right, sorry about that. Well, I guess just to get the introduction and like updates out of the way. I finished school for the summer. I mean, I'm still gonna be taking some classes, but I finished that semester, whatever you want to call it. So I'll be moving into my finally, my fucking final year of college because I just want, I'm tired of it. I want to be done. But it'll be cool, I guess. Hopefully, I can find some way to enjoy it. But yeah, moving into the final, it just feels good, like a weight off my shoulders type of deal, you know. So yeah. Also, most of my roommates moved out for the summer, so we got the house to ourselves for right now, which is nice, nice, peaceful, nice, quiet. So outside of like my movements and stuff that I'm doing, you shouldn't really hear a bunch of noises unless there are cars going by being obnoxiously loud because it is Las Vegas, so they tend to do that. Um, what else we got? Any particular updates I should mention to you guys? Oh, I guess yeah, where I'm in a different room now. I have like a room again to use because obviously like, the roommates moved out, so there's an empty space now that I can use to record, so that's nice. Um, I know I still haven't gotten the Pinball Hall of Fame video up yet. It's being a fucking mess, the program I'm using. I'm gonna give it one more go to try to get it to work, but like I said, if anyone's got any recommendations for like proper like even like free, I know free kind of sucks, but I don't really have the money right now. So c at cn white 2000 on Instagram, or you want to go to the Fun Time Podcast Twitter, you can also hit us up there and give me suggestions. But outside of that, there's not really anything new. Um, just hanging out at the house. I've been working out a lot. I think I mentioned that last time though. I started running more though, so that's nice. That I know some people argue like, oh, you don't need to run. Like you can just walk, but like the running makes me feel good. It kind of like shuts my ADD off and stuff like that or whatever. So that's cool. I guess the next thing we're gonna move into here real quick, or not real quick. I guess the next segment is this thing I'm gonna just call it music spotlight, music highlight, whatever. Um, that I'm gonna do every week, and it's not gonna be necessarily always new songs. It's not even necessarily gonna be stuff that's new to me. I don't know if I'm gonna include one that's new to me, one that's whatever, you know what I mean, like a mixture of stuff. I'm just gonna bring up what I've been listening to this week, like some songs specifically that I'm listening to most, I guess. So, first one I want to mention is "I'm Not in Love" by 10cc. If you've watched the Guardians of the Galaxy, it appeared on that album, the Volume One, whatever, for the soundtrack. A fun little fact about 10cc is that name was recommended to them. They must. I think they went by something else before they got signed to this different record label. But the guy who signed them actually recommended it to them. And 10 cc's is the average metric amount of semen that a man ejaculates. In the words of the Spotify like explanation for their story, so that's pretty funny. Um, I did think that was like because I was wondering what the hell like what is 10 cc's of what? Well, 10 cc's of cum, so that's pretty sweet. Another song I've been listening to is just like to go off a little bit too, I guess, not to sound like an idiot, but it is the fucking Benzo by Snot. The song just goes hard. It's good to work out too. It's good to like drink and have a good time too, like at parties and shit like that. I like Snot. He's pretty cool, dude. Um, I guess I'll mention a little bit the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Not that I'm really qualified to talk about that album at all, just because it's so like deep and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna. That would require a whole video and stuff. And there's certain topics that like I wouldn't necessarily be the best person to try to like give an input on. But I really really enjoyed it. Some of my favorites would be United in Grief, Die Hard, Father Time, Rich Spirit. I think which one was it? Mr. Morale was the one. Let me go check that real quick. Nah, it was We Cry Together. That song's a fucking trip. That shit. That was like some. That had me thinking of some early 2000s, almost like Eminem skit or some shit like Kim ass song. Like that was. That was I was just really I really enjoyed that because I haven't heard something like that in a while. I know there's probably people who have done it. I just haven't heard it, so to hear it again was kind of cool. Um, just sorry, I'm just adjusting the mic a little bit because it looked like it was peaking a little. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Really, really amazing album. I don't know that there's necessarily a lot of stuff that could play on the radio from it. Maybe like what is it? Purple Hearts, I think. Let me make sure. I'm gonna make sure again that that's correct, but I'm gonna pause here because I can't play it on my fucking mic. I could be wrong because I don't know what how fucking people feel about it, but I think like yeah, Mirror and fucking Purple Hearts could definitely play on the radio and shit. But like some people don't want to hear meaningful shit, even if it does sound like a bit more like I don't know radio safe than some of the other songs in terms of just the style. But yeah, overall, like really, just really good album. It's a really good example of why people who are talented will wait to put out work because they're putting effort into it, like real painstaking effort, and it really shows with this album. But I think with that we can move into the first main topic of discussion before we get into the main one of the title, really. Uh, I'm gonna be taking a trip to New Hampshire again, finally to see my parents and my little brother in the coming week, and I'll be there for a little bit, so that'll be nice. I'm planning on making a video of stuff and actually like editing it and doing it properly this time. So I'm thinking the format will be just like maybe talking about going, getting ready, packing stuff up, getting on the plane, getting there, settling in, doing an overview of the funny little room I'm gonna be in. Oh, sorry, I just hit that. And then just taking videos of the shit we plan on doing because we're planning on doing quite a lot of stuff. So with the time that I have while I'm there. So that will be a good time for me, and it will be good for getting some content for you guys. And I know it didn't necessarily look like the Coca Cola video did very well, um, but that's fine. I mean, there was a copyright claim for a song I used in it. I used that Freddie Dredd song, and I was pretty sure he had made a post once about like that not being an issue. Like he tried to make it on YouTube so that they can't claim it, but it looked like someone in a different region claimed it as something. I'm not gonna fucking make it like I'm not gonna fucking argue to them because it's not my song. One and two, it's like they copyright claimed a video with with 10 views and 6 likes. Like I know I'm not famous. I'm doing this for fun. I don't know if you guys saw the Starlight Coke video, but it was low effort. Like it's my first ever. I'm just I'm just trying. So I don't know why they gotta come at a channel with 13 subs on YouTube and 10 views and who knows what on Spotify. But like it's just it's whatever. Hopefully that'll work out better. I have a video I want to do on the Orleans Casino Arcade, so that should be cool. Um, but yeah, I guess I won't use that song again. But what's funny is I had it playing low in the background. I don't know if you can hear it at any point, but it wasn't that they picked me up on. They picked me up on it on the end. So I guess if I play it low in the background, it won't matter. But I guess for the second part of this is I got an internship at the Natural History Museum here where I'm at, and that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna be like analyzing collections and stuff like that, and taking photographs of samples and doing database work. And if any of you have ever done database work, it's God, it's boring. I think I just peed the mic real bad with that, but I don't really. I'll fix it in post. It's so fucking terrible. Like it's got to be done. Someone's got to do it, but it's just sitting there and typing in number after number after number. Like for example, the project I'm working on right now is I have to take a bunch of photos of plant samples that are in a box in two different boxes and catalog them and put them into the database. Well, there's 217 items, so then you have to put in all 217 items. Then I have to take a photo of every item, but every item isn't necessarily only going to have one photo. So it that would mean for like every all of 217 photos or fucking plant samples, there'd be at least two photos, which it immediately brings that shit up to like fucking I don't know, like fucking 430 fucking something uploads you got to attach to the fucking files because then I got to go in to the database and attach a photo of each sample to the it's like corresponding entry in the database. Then what I need to do because they didn't tell me until after was I have to go in and say where in the museum it was found, what room, what shelf, what box for every individual item. And last time I checked the program, there isn't a way to like mass edit anything. So I'm gonna have to go back in and manually do it for 217 items that I already cataloged, not to mention the minimum probably 434 photos or whatever that I'm going to have to attach these things. If not everyone has at least two photos, we can say that that's something like, I don't know, fucking like 320 fucking pictures to upload or something. But that's still a lot. I mean, it's not like I'm complaining really. I am, but it's more like, oh geez, this is a lot of work. But like I like it because it corresponds to like it's adjacent to what I want to do in the future, and I've always really liked museums, so it was cool to get in there and like I mean I'm still doing it, but it's cool to get in there and like be involved in it. And they said I might be able to shadow their animal husbandry fucking group, which will be really cool because then I can learn a little bit about like raising animals and shit like that. So that'll be pretty neat. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I'll just be doing that all over the summer. I'm gonna see if I can get a job in between. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I think I'm working like 3 days of the week. So on the other days, I want to see if I can get a job to make some money. But with that, we will call it on uh, part one of the topics. And we'll move on to the final topic of discussion today, which is going to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I have seen twice at this point. I'm going to do something that might be annoying. I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like it's helpful to read these things first and then go into what I felt about it. So I'm going to read the explanation for the movie. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a 2022 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the character Doctor Strange. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the sequel to Doctor Strange from 2016 and the 28th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film was directed by Sam Raimi, written by Michael Waldron, and stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Stephen Strange, alongside Elizabeth Olsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Benedict Wong, and I'm gonna butcher this because I'm not exactly good with this name, but is it Xochitl Gomez? Zochitl? I apologize, but Michael Stolbarg and Rachel McAdams. In the film, Strange protects America Chavez, who is Gomez's character, a teenager capable of traveling the multiverse from a villain, who I'm not going to say right now, because if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil that. I will put a timestamp for the spoilers, like the major kind of plot spoiler. I mean, it's not super, but I kind of felt that it was. Um, a cool thing to note is it was fucking the music was done by Danny Elfman, so it definitely helped contribute to the like old Spider-Man Sam Raimi like feel of the movie, which it definitely had because there was a few things that he did that really reminded me of Spider-Man. There's a scene where he throws like there's a you've seen it in the trailer. There's like that negative Doctor Strange or whatever the hell he is, and he throws an attack at our Doctor Strange, like the Doctor Strange of our universe, in the like main Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he dodges them, and in an fuck me, you know I can't talk sometimes, guys. In a way that is extremely close to the way that Spider-Man dodged the Green Goblin's little blade things in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and there was a couple other things he did. There's some creatures in the movie who are very much like um, fucking. I can't remember what the undead are called in Evil Dead, but they sound very much like them. There's a lot of like little Evil Dead things. There's one thing that I don't want to give away because it was that cool of a reference, so I'll leave that to you guys to see it. Um, but the movie, I guess, I don't necessarily like the way it started. I guess we can move into more spoiler explanation stuff now because I kind of gave a general overview. I guess to finish it up, it's pretty strong of a movie. Uh, it didn't feel to me as much of an advertisement for other stuff as some people claim it did. It felt more to me that they were setting up stuff. Maybe it was a little too obvious that they were setting up stuff, but at this point, we all know that that was the intention because it was the beginning of Phase 4. So, unless you want to criticize how, like, efficient and how, like, I don't know how you would want to phrase it, like, how easily it flowed without taking you out of the story, there's no reason to be like, oh, it's an advertisement, because of course it is. It's still a Doctor Strange story, but it's also, hey, this is the start of Phase 4. Here's a bunch of stuff to get you interested and hooked to like look forward to. So I don't really see that as a complaint. I guess my biggest complaint was it felt like a little rushed. Like this stuff just kind of was happening. Sometimes we cut between certain scenes and things would happen, and it would cut in such a way that it seemed like we would be in one scene after seeing, like, say Doctor Strange is fighting someone. We cut to another scene where someone is doing something to be helping him, and then we cut back to the Doctor Strange fight scene, but the way it's cut back to, it seems like it was almost on pause, and they were waiting for us to come back to them, and that is, like, obviously jarring. But other than that, I mean, I'd probably give it, like, a solid, like, 7.5, I guess. I don't take my rating scale seriously because I don't really have one. But I guess now we can get into more spoilery stuff. And I'm going to be considering spoiler stuff like cool stuffs cool stuff that happens in scenes, because in my opinion, it's not just plot points that get spoiled for people. It's like cool action sequences and stuff, which kind of have their like oomph taken away when you do that. When you tell someone like, "Oh, Wong does this thing and it's like super rad," and it's like maybe you should let them see that first. But speaking of Wong, I don't know what the weapon's called, but it reminds me of like Scorpion's fucking hand thing. But Wong just keeps producing all these magic weapons and shit, and it's really fucking cool. Um, he uses them at the beginning to help fight this fucking interdimensional demon thing, and I guess we can roll into that too while we're at it. I don't think I know Wanda like uses magic. I get that whole thing, but the tentacle demon, unless I'm missing something from the shows that I didn't watch, don't get how that was explained to be a part of her magic. Uh, and then like the rock monster demon fucking guys at her like throne place or whatever. Like, it was there an explanation for those rock guys in the movie? I mean, in the show, because someone needs to tell me because I don't know what they were there for. I get that my brother was telling me. Carter was saying that fucking they were mentioning that she was the Scarlet Witch to her, uh, and like shit like that in the show. This I think was the first time that she ever referred to herself as the Scarlet Witch, which was cool because that's obviously like her comic name. So um, but yeah, I just there are things with Wanda that I didn't get. Obviously, a big spoiler, I guess to me at least, would be that Wanda is the villain. Like at the beginning of the movie, an alternate Doctor Strange is being chased with America Chavez, and hold on, the cat's trying to break in. Hey, editing Cole here. So a funny thing just happened. I went to edit this. It was already done, and the last like 7 or 8 minutes of it just wasn't there. So I guess we're talking about this again. So as I was saying before I was deleted, even though I had already said it, I was trying to explain what happened with Wanda being the villain. So the alternate America Chavez was being chased by the squid demon thing that I don't know where it came from unless someone can tell me it's from the show, which I think it might be. Alternate Strange and America Chavez are getting chased to try to get this book that they need to defeat the evil monster because it can give a magician anything they want or a wizard, whatever. Uh, and then he decides he's going to sacrifice her because that's better than letting it destroy the universe. He dies. She bloops out to our main universe. Encounter our El Profesora Stronga. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Uh, they come into contact with him because she's fighting the monster here. Wong does his cool shit. Turns out she can travel the multiverse. Doctor Strange goes to Wanda because he needs someone with magical expertise, and there were runes on the octopus fucker, which means it's under control of a witch, not like someone who does Doctor Strange magic. So he goes to Wanda, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll help. Why don't you bring America here? I have experience with being chased for powers and blah blah blah." And then Doctor Strange is like looking at her weird. She's like, "Oh yeah, you didn't tell me your name." And then she reveals that she's the evil one, and she wants fucking America Chavez's powers in order to go through the multiverse and get to her kids because she doesn't have kids in this universe and she wants kids. Uh, and he's like, no, that's ridiculous. And she's like, but you got to do bad thing for good reason. I want a good thing for bad reason. And he's like, that was saving a whole bunch of people. This is just you getting your kids. It's a little bit more selfish than that. So it does make sense that she's the bad person for it. Fuck you, Wanda. But basically, they go to Comertage, or however the fuck you say it. The wizards all beef up to fight her. She shows up. She gets in the mind of some little twit, so she breaks down their defenses. Basically, they all fight. Wong gets captured, and Benedict Strange and Americus Chavez uh, go teleport to a world with a fucking Illuminati from Marvel, which is basically like the best. I don't know how they quantify it. It's just like a bunch of superheroes who don't tell anyone else that they're a group because they're really cool. And in this universe, it was Captain Carter, fucking Baron Mordo, but I think he was like Kyle Mordo or some weird shit. I don't remember. Fucking a different Captain Marvel. I think I already said Captain Carter. Fucking Black Bolt, but I think he's got some dumb name. And fucking everyone's favorite Professor X, who rolls up in the '90s Professor X fucking thing, and they literally do the and it's really great. I giggled like a little child, but uh, the best part about all that is that Wanda kills all of them. It was really anticlimactic the way she killed fucking um, Xavier because she kind of just cracked his neck. But she took away Black Bolt's fucking mouth and he blew his head up and then turned fucking Mr. Fantastic into fucking spaghetti. She crushed their Captain Marvel with a statue. So I mean, I don't know what to make of that. But what was the other one? Oh yeah, she fucking bisected Captain Carter. That was pretty fucking sweet. Uh, but that's the Wanda villain thing. I guess kind of because I don't. I guess I can explain more of the story. It's just not. There's another interesting thing to me was the fucking there's that dark book thing. I don't know if I mentioned it already because I recorded this already, so I'm trying to not like. I don't. You know what I mean. It's kind of hard to know if I talked about it already because I just talked about it and then it went away. But it was what Wanda was using to get to the other universe, and you have the Dream Walk, which is basically like possessing the body of yourself in another universe in order to like be there. Hold on, I'm gonna yawn for a sec. So Wanda does this to try to get her kid, but when bad things happen. Doctor Strange ends up in another universe with the Rachel McAdams from the Black Bolt universe, and there's an evil Doctor Strange, and he's got a bad people know no book, and his bad people know no book is making him all goofy, and he does a thing, and then while he's there, he gets defeated, and Doctor Strange like super duper dream walks and takes over the dead body of himself back in the main universe to fight Wanda, and he's got all these fucking demon arms and shit, like ghouls on him and shit, and he's in a fucking dead body, and it's pretty sweet. Uh, I think the thing I didn't like. I don't know if I mentioned it already, obviously, but the main fight wasn't really a fight. Like for some reason, Doctor Strange gets whapped after being cool for a little bit, and then America Chavez punches her with like super interdimensional powers, but then like gets scared, so she gets clapped too. And then the way they beat her is to show her basically like the universe back where the kids are and like scare her basically because she's mean she scares the kids and she fucking throws the alternate Wanda around the room so the kids start throwing toys at her and are sad. Uh, so they talk it out. Wanda goes back. Everything's fine. Uh, Wanda destroys the dark book thing. Whatever. The end. End credit scene. Um, I don't really know who the Clea girl is. She shows up. It's Charlize Theron. You can look it up if you want more details. She basically tells Doctor Strange she's caused an incursion, which is when two universes collide, and they need to fix it. So she's taking him somewhere else. The one I was interested in was just the funny one where best part Bruce Campbell shows up because there was a part earlier where they did the Evil Dead possessed handbit and he kept punching himself in the face and it's just him. It ends punching him in the face, and he goes, "That's it. It's over. That's the end." And then it just cuts to black. So I thought that was pretty funny, because I'm a big Evil Dead guy, a big Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi fan. So it was cool to see them show up. But I think that is it for me. I don't really need to get into too much explanation. I don't even know if people are listening this far in the videos. If you are, leave a comment that said Doctor Strange is quite uh, peachy or something. I don't know. Fuck me. Leave something like that so I know you made it this far. I don't really think anyone will. If you're on Spotify, uh, figure out how to tell me. I don't know. But I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for listening if you are here.